Okay, welcome back to the tutorial videos for the Budget and Expense Tracker Workbook. This is the second video, and I'm going to talk about some of the different features of the workbook and some of the things that you can do with it. And I'll also talk a little bit about a few of the other macros as well. And we've got a lot to talk about, so I'm going to get started. So, when you open the workbook for the very first time, I don't believe I went over this in the introductory video, but if this was the first time that you open your open your workbook, the first thing you need to do is clear out these macros, and you do that by going to File, Options, and Customize Ribbon. And there's under the Home tab is My Macros. You want to expand that, and you just want to remove all of these macros. Click OK. And now we want to add these back in. Sounds kind of strange, I know, but it's a procedure that we must do. Over in this column, we want to choose macros, and we're going to select clear cells, copy budget columns, copy month column, and down at the bottom it says sheet 8, reallocate my macros. We're going to add that and rename it. And I'm just going to call this transfer funds. There we go. Click OK. And then we just need to double check in the workbook also in the advanced, which is right above Customize Ribbon. The first box needs to be unchecked after pressing Enter Move Selection, so make sure that box is unchecked. Click OK. And now I'm going to go to the March worksheet. And I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate some of the alert messages that you will encounter if you go over 50% of your budget or if you go over budget. So let's say I'm in row 9 and I know that's the entertainment category. So if I just type in $4, you're presented with an alert that lets you know you're over 50% of your budget. It gives you your current spending total and your balance remaining, $42. So that's basically how that works. And now I'm going to go over budget on some categories just to demonstrate. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to clear cells. And I'll explain this probably in a later video, but basically you need to make sure that your transactions are below the 50% mark before you can clear cells. So I'm actually going to clear this out. And now it will let me clear cells. And I'll explain that later. And it's also explained in the user guide as well. Okay, so if I'm going to go over budget, I'm just going to type in 69, snacks is over budget. Okay, reallocate no. 17. I just went over budget in 4 categories just to demonstrate it, and I'm going to reallocate funds. It brings you to the reallocation form and the current date, and it lists every category that you've got in column A of your month worksheet. So if you want to reallocate, you just click on the reallocate button, and it lets you reallocate from all your categories actually in the list worksheet. But you would need to reallocate from things that you've got a budget amount for. So just for this example, I'm going to use the reserves category, and this is not a transaction category, so current spending is NA, and so I'm going to subtract 4, save and return the form. It updates with the revised budget, and it will also update the reserves budget with the less than that amount that I added to it. And this time I'm going to choose car maintenance. We'll say $10. Just added $10 to coffee, tea, soda. I'm going to reallocate again. This is dinner. Let's just say insurance. I don't have a budget for that yet. Let's say gasoline. I'm going to reallocate, say $12. The revised budget is $280 for that one. And I'm going to reallocate from eating out, and I'm just going to go back to reserves for this one. So basically, in the revised budget column, it will update when you click when you close the sub form. And then when you save and exit, it will automatically update all of these categories in the budget column with the new budget. So click save and exit, and you're no longer over budget. You're still 50% or over, but you're not over budget because you've got a new budget here. So that's basically how that works. Right now, there's only 6 categories. These 6, and of course, these can be renamed to whatever you want. So this is just for an example. And got just a little bit of time left. I'm going to go talk a little bit about the conditional formatting and different things here. As you can see, this light shade of pink under prescriptions, this is a highlighting rules or highlight rules conditional format. So what this means is basically if you go through if you're starting out in your month and you've got a whole lot of budget, you got a lot of categories, and you forget that you've already entered a category in the column and you just add it twice, it will basically highlight cell rules under duplicate values, and it will give you, basically it'll show you which ones you've already entered. So I know that gasoline is a category that's in my budget for this month, so I'm just going to change this back to gasoline. Do that and it goes away. So that's how that works. And the other thing, just to show you how this works, I'm going to delete. If you want to add the reserves category to your month, that's fine. If I choose insert, and it will automatically fill up your row with NA because it's not a transaction category. And then you would just need to key in the budget amount. Do that real quick. Okay, that's all for this video.